And the people on Instagram follow me?
No, I said people that I know who it is.
Oh.
Just calling me random. You gotta call. Let me know you gonna call me. That's why I said I just don't answer and pick up and have random conversations. Hey, what you doing? Fuck you mean? That's just me. You don't gotta be like me. That's just me. I'm 45. I ain't got time for that shit. That's me. Peace.
That's amazing.
Getting all set up, man. I'm gonna cut that one off.
Hold on. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, man. That stuff is a little chilly, willy. It got a little nippy. Yeah. We got a little time. We're like 10 minutes early. Nah, but it's almost now. Hold. Yeah. But yeah, because people be doing dumb stuff, and it only be, but a lot of times you'll get a few Europeans, and you know what I mean, acting crazy. A lot of times it be, guess who? Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Yes.
It
It always be. And we'll never be that aggressive to our own, to nobody else do it.
That's Mr.
Yes, I'm not. No, sir. Yes, I'm not. You know, but you'll kill your brothers with the quickness though. And I didn't think it. I know what they say. I don't even got to think to blow my brother head, huh? Yeah. You know what I mean, though? So, I'm not flying, though. Okay, it's okay. Give it a minute, man. Y'all don't want to miss this. Okay.
Maybe should be 10.
No, I know y'all don't like his mind.
9:45.
Oh, look, right, 9:45.
Oh. Is this where you got Booty Five's word from? Oh.
Let me say, it's an old movie, too. I didn't know that was in there.
This says Butler versus Farnsworth. That cracks me up. And then I just thought, when you say Booty Five. Abortion. Whoa.
Where? Oh, there's probably right here. The smoke. Just blow the fan. Get your towel. Get your towel.
Where is it?
Nowhere. That's right there. Just the smoke going right there. Yeah. No, it's just the smoke going right. You close by the thing. Right here. At least let you know it works. No, it's just you just right here.
No more incense.
No, you just have the you have the incident over the good fire. You good though. You good, you good, baby girl, you good, baby girl. Let's see who this is on, which I don't know. Try for life. I don't know who that is, but I hope people do their due diligence. I'm just wait for my muftis to jump on, so we can write everybody's name down. Because like I said, we're not here to argue or debate or with none of that stuff Moors be doing on the internet. If you're not here to learn, I will ask you to exclude yourself, because this is not a debate. So wait a couple of my muftis get on. Put a texture in that. Oh, we live on YouTube and on our temple page. Because the internet's supposed to be some type of network for Moors to do real thing, or truth seekers to do real thing, or seek out institutions to learn. If not, I tell people, jumping from page to page on the internet is really, it's no good. You get all these things, and just like as I was doing the history lecture yesterday, some brother got on the page and just embarrassed himself. And I say we get caught up so much and so what Noble Drew Ali said, Asia don't even understand history and science. Man, I love our prophet Noble Drew Ali, but I'm an educator. And if he was here in real life, it's no debate. We get caught up with, oh, our prophet said Asia and all this stuff. And I'm giving you history because our people don't like to read. They still don't be connecting the dots. And everybody they be references in here. Ivy Van Sertima, Sheikh Anta Diop. We talk about archaeology, Carmen Dayton, all that folktale shit. That be a lot of NBC's problem. They be getting this stuff, they have no clue. Well, I heard or this, and somebody said, that's the problem. That'd be the whole thing. So, as I said, I'm waiting for my nobles to get on here so we can block people. No disrespect. Because I said, a lot of us, man, just be in the way. No disrespect to nobody. I love everybody. but we lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. We choose to do the things that we do. We have children, and I asked Morris, who are you sending? You gotta put it in that thing. And I said, who is teaching your children? Why were you on the internet arguing with each other? Where your literature at? Where your books? Because when I talk about things, I get all this stuff from, I teach academia. After I finish this lecture, I'm gonna show you all, just like Google and all these other companies have recycled books, just like they tried to destroy libraries back in the day. I took the time, resources to gather and compile expensive ass books, like The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War. See how much that book costs now? I told people this shit was gonna happen once the powers that be understood. I got all these books given to me years ago in academia. I know couriers of big colleges, Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, that I get shit given to. I get things given to, and I tell people, why do we go come on my and don't give a donation? They jump on my page and we here to learn. We're supposed to be Moors, or whatever you call yourself. We're supposed to be here to learn, grown people. What can we tell our kids? And all of us go to other things for entertainment. And it's okay for that. But when we come here, people that have been following me forever and ever and have something to say, never give a donation, never get any literature, never get no books, never do nothing. They've been following me for years. What's the purpose? To go here and go here and then like this is a pissing contest? Because everybody knows something. I ain't here for that. But I'm talking about supreme wisdom. I've been in the belly of the beast. I don't debate my brothers and sisters. I never debate nobody that should be a student. Man, do you know, I'm 45 years young. Do you know how many people, man, we love for you to come here and do what? I said, man, y'all can't pay me to come and sit up here and argue with no whole bunch of niggas. Excuse my candor. That's just like putting us in the boxing ring. I displayed this shit yesterday, how they did in the Pantheon. And all those old movies, Spartacus and all that shit, they did that shit for the dummy. Ain't finna do me like that. And then they try to do that in slavery too. To have us go against, that ain't no reason. Because most brothers, aptitude is not even there on the plane for me to even sit and discuss some things that I know they never even been introduced to. And what most NBCs, Moors, that's under some religious cloth do, is when they don't understand something, they diss it. And that be the problem. That's why I say the European agree with me. And when you get in trouble, you'll call him master. I never call no European master. I'm their teacher. That's a fact, because the European will tell you that he or she is the son of a Muslim. If you initiate it, the Negroes will say, they're a black man, they this and they that, and start talking about a whole bunch of stuff that they don't know. Especially when they come down to this comedic science. We just be talking. The internet's supposed to be our network. This network's supposed to be our net worth. We talk about economics. See, I don't give a damn all of us being together. All of us being together don't mean shit if it ain't no trust. If people ain't dealing with economics, I teach this shit. The European know this. It can be a million niggas together and they say, man, all y'all got to do is give a dollar, all y'all million, and y'all can build y'all temple. The sheet right there, the educator right there, he teach us. And people be looking stupid. They like, y'all dumb. Well, we'll do it. See you. We talk all this shit what somebody should be doing. Looking at somebody else's food while ours cold. I said, this group economics. We're supposed to be electric. I tell Morris 10,000 Morris, $40 a month, that's $4.8 million a year. We don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. We don't have nothing. This shit is simple. I teach laws. It's group economics. When people talk about no disrespect, you got all these old Moors that say they've been doing shit for 20 and 30 years. I care less about that. I know a lot of these Moors be living in the motherfucking YMCA. Period. I know the truth. A lot of them have temple cards. But the fact, what I'm saying is, group economics, we have to have something. Just like every other organization. When I talk about more science, I love it. All other movements ain't did nothing. And I say, that's why we build it here. That's why I say I give people something to compare to. Look at the track record. Forget the more science. I always been an educator. I always been a divine minister. I always been doing charitable work. That's who I am. That's who I am in Arizona. All the charitable work I do at the university here, lecturing and giving books to kids and stuff for donations. We have a real school and body. I've been courting people for years, and now we're not doing classes on YouTube and Instagram no more. Saturday and Sunday, I asked Lord to give a small donation to be my private guest on Zoom, and everybody jump on here. They never give a donation. Grown men, but got the audacity to say, "Oh man, we can do this, we can do that." I said, "What can we do? Tell me, what can we do?" When everybody just try to sell things in the name of the Noah Drylee and don't want to learn nothing and think a whole bunch of pageantry, dressed up stuff means something. What about the babies? What about our empresses? What we teaching us? What we learning? Because I can tell you a fact. I know Negroes ain't studying and reading. Because if they did, all the stuff they'd be saying, they wouldn't say none of the shit. None of it. If Morris just paid attention to a tittle of what we teach and what the divine teachers say, none of the stuff that you see on YouTube, you would be done with it. And that's an adult. But what do? We pick and we try to baffle and pick at our own people. Got to sit up here and take the time out to teach. Just like when I was telling the goofy, and I gotta say it, the goofy nigga yesterday, I said all Africans, the first Americans were Africans, and then the first thing the goofy ass nigga say, excuse my candor, oh no, what do I do say? Or we come from Asia. I said, see, that's the first thing these niggas say. Or Elijah Muhammad said this. Farrakhan said no disrespect. Or Bootney Farnsworth said this. I ain't with what Bootney Farnsworth said. I ain't with that. I understand that that's what you believe. You can believe in a rock. That's why I say when it deal with politics and religion and things, historical facts, man, come on, man, that shit got to line up. You can't be this out here talking like a fucking idiot. But that's what Negroes do, and that's what we be following with that dumb shit. And what I get paid to do to teach, I didn't go to academia to beg no European or no Albion, no trailer doc for no job. I create. I'm the real life Angelo Solomon. Like I really teach, I really do things on my own dime. All the books that I offer for y'all for pennies, man, out on the college campuses, I sell them shits for 300, 400, 500% more. I just did the Hidden Cause of the Civil War. That's for like 5 bands. See, can you find it? The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War. See how much it costs. When I go on campus Wednesday, watch how many students have it. All these expensive books that I have, I convert. Russian icons that these people be talking about, I convert them. That's why I said our people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. And then with law and civics and history, you can't arbitrarily explain that. It's right here. The European that sit down, what they call themselves, a prosecutor, attorney, a judge, a referee, they'll sit down with their hand under their legs when I'm talking. Because I'm going to use their science. And we won't support our own, but you'll go to church and get a pastor a donation. You'll send your kid to church and give a pastor a donation and come home and talk cash shit. That's what we do. And jump on my page every time I'm on here. And I'll be blocking people and they pop right back up. That's why I said I'm not here for no notoriety.
Ooh, wee.
What's that, sis?
I looked the book up.
Which one?
The Forgotten Cause.
How much it cost?
$4,795.
$4,795.
Plus $5 shipping.
I'm telling you.
That's the used soft cover.
Yeah, I know it's used.
Oh, man.
Just like when I say, man, the European is the son of a Muslim. They're only 32 and 33 degrees. I'm initiated. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I'm going to always be transparent. I ain't took no fucking oath. You got to be initiated under the sign. How you think you're going to know some shit? Oh, like I'm just sitting here on the fucking Google all day. I don't give a fuck about no Google and no books. I did this shit in academia. No European couldn't say nothing. The people can look me up. My sister right here, my mother them came to my graduation. I graduated with honors. Looked them right in their face, had on my stole, just like I show you in the Chosen Ones, all that, with the more Zionist Jew. Man, when I was in college, you'd be like, what secret society you're part of? I used to tell my professors, none of your business. This is real shit. How you gonna say you initiated and wear the fez and all that, and you just a common person, and you call yourself a sheep and anointed one? Well, where you study at? I love our prophet. But I'm saying the support. When I say, man, A prophet ain't an angel is no good in his own country. That's why I said I don't care about people saying, "Oh, I'm this and I'm that," or "Whatever, you can do this, you can do this." Well, what you gonna do? Morris won't even give up a few pennies for a donation. I tell Morris, you get $25 donation, I'm gonna give you literature that costs $1 for it. Then I got a company, mypdfbooks.com. You can get all these books, PDF, download them on your tablet. Exhumed of the Nation, that's $230. Download it on your tablet. Go to Office Max and Staples and print it. Come on, man. And then if you connect it to me, all this stuff you can get from me because I'm the source. All the ancient books. And so as people keep jumping on my page, I'm writing people's names down and I'm blocking them. I mean this shit, man. Like I told people, man, that's all we do. That's all Moors do. That's all Moors do all day. I'll be like, okay, well, who page was you on today? They won't even say nothing. Moors won't even say nothing. They'll jump on your page and won't even say nothing. And I said, man, we don't even respect each other. And that's what I'm saying. Moors that they don't even know me or I've been following you for years. So what? We groupies? Moors be having a flag and everything. I asked him, where you study at? Oh, ain't no temple in my city. So I said, so why not? Man, you on my page. And you know we had classes. Because if you go to the temple, if you say you go to the temple, I hope you get your dues. That's how you stand on your square. And I hope you seek and you will find. We on the internet. And the internet's supposed to be our network. Our network's supposed to be our net worth. Just like if you want to go to college online. And Morris, I said the first thing you're supposed to do is do your due diligence when you come on my fucking page. Just like Morris be talking about, I'll be researching it. Evidently, Negroes don't research me. The European be like, oh man, we know who you are. We credible. We need you to come to the university and teach this. I showed y'all the book Spencer Dew, a European that wrote the Aliyhites before the COVID was going. I was going to teach. I'm getting ready to go again. And more to jump on my page that ain't no temple in my city and all this and all this. And I said, well, okay, well, where are you studying at? And if they studying at a temple and the science right, why would a Moor be coming to my page? Because I'll be deleting Moors. I don't wrote Moors' names, so many names down. Had one more in North Carolina. Man, I'll be at the temple, they just lying. What's this, not the other? I'll be getting the literature for you going there talking this. I said, so you ain't going to introduce me to all the motherfuckers you say lying? You trying to act like you the smartest one? Instead of illuminating everybody in there, shut his ass down. Popped up in that bitch. See, I told y'all this way before the COVID hit. I told y'all how people be fucking perpetrating. I don't got no time with nobody on the internet perpetrating, and ain't that shit in real life. You will never see them at work, and none of the affairs, all internet shit. All a whole bunch of fake ass paperwork, whole bunch of, oh, I'm finna do this paperwork, I'm finna do this, or we're on these Europe, all that dumb shit, because they know nothing. All that paper terrorist shit. None of that shit mean nothing. I promise you. And that's what Moors do. They go page to page to page. And I say, we a real institution of Moors. This ain't not under no dogma. Ain't telling you to go get no motherfucking silver note, write some Provost Marshal, talk about you got some POW paperwork, talk about some motherfucking Moors travel documents, talk about some goddamn international place. None of that dumb shit. I teach the science. I show you how to proclaim, declare, how to do process. I show you what the tribal laws is. I show you how to anoint yourself and resurrect yourself lawfully. Lawfully, 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 lawfully. And I can get even deeper with it, but people don't understand. And I say, man, we get so caught up in Noble Drowley this, and I said, that's great. I know a lot of Europeans knew I know Drowley. Peter Moon wrote on them. When I tell y'all, Peter Lambert Wilson, aka Hakeem Bey. If y'all in tune, Hakeem Bey, Peter Lambert Wilson, he wrote all the Moors Paradigm journals. That's a fact, not the brother Hakeem Bey. The more y'all see, it's a European Jew, Hakeem Bey. He died in his like 70s. Just like Peter Moon wrote about our prophet, Spandu Mysteries. I'm not talking about what our prophet didn't do, but I'm talking about historical things, man, like history things. And like if your kid wanted to go to the university and they went to some fake ass African American studies, what they gonna talk about? What they gonna talk about? Slavery? Because in academia, it ain't no such thing as more science. I'm gonna show them where all the science at in academia and all the books that you can blow dust in history, religion, science, and law. And that's what I'll be asking my brother. I said, man, we say we do so much study. I'm from the city. Just education don't mean nothing if your heart ain't right. I'm just like everybody else. I'm from the hood of Flint, Michigan. I took losses just like everybody else. My fucking brother, killed Jelani Goodman Bay, was murdered by a nigga. Excuse my candor. My baby brother. My baby brother. My homie Mike Ville was killed by his brother. His brother Marlon Ville was killed by the police in front of me and my dad and around the block of West Pad. My homeboy Michael Blackmore head was blew up by a nigga. And excuse me, and the nigga that killed my homie Michael Blackmore, shot my homie K-Don and had his head all fucking big. So I ain't saying that education just means something, but I chose to take that path. I chose to do that so I can come back. I chose to go into theology and history and civics and science. I grew up in certain houses. I chose to go to academia so I can come back to my people and do this. We choose to go to church, and that's why I said we don't say nothing to the pastor. We don't say nothing when our kids come home and talk about they some fucking slaves. We don't say nothing about that. I can do a synopsis right now with people, kids, and pull them to the side because it's an old book by one of the old scholars. It's called The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys and Girls. And I can do the same thing on kids today, on a lot of these people, kids that follow me, and they'll be like, damn, shit. And I'll be saying, you got the audacity to get on here and try to tell me something. That's what I'll be saying to these Moors. They're some fucking paper terrorists. I said, y'all ain't seen the 2020 domestic terrorist list? All them groups on there. I show this stuff. That's why I be telling people, I said, man, this ain't no fake connection. This ain't no about me and no basement talk about I'm some goofy ass Moorish consulate. That ain't even no such thing. Come on, man. That's what I'll be asking all my muftis that jump on my page, Islam Mufti, that's Lamarck, Islam Mufti Lamarck. Please write everybody's name down on here knows. Because I get a lot of emails and people be like, it ain't no temple in my city and all this. And I say, well, you got all this more stuff on your page. All I see is just pictures off meme pages. I said, so where you studying at? And then the more say they study on their own. And I said, so what, you a shade tree mechanic? And that's what I said, we choose this. We choose to do these things. We choose not to associate. We choose to do that. And they say, oh, they said we don't go to be and do this. I said, who said that? All the people saying that, that's who you listen to. If you have an ear, if you know, Bobby Hemmett, all of them, if they were sitting right here with me, they'd be like, yeah, he anointed and consecrated. Bobby Hemmett is educated. Shit. C. Freeman Air, all of them educated. If they was right here, and they'd be like, yeah, he powdered his cloth. If you listen to what Bobby Hemmett say, he talk about a lot of the universities, the prestigious universities, got the Gnostic libraries in their basements. I keep telling y'all, I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. A lot of my elders are carriers at those universities. I'm telling you, these is keys. I don't know what people be thinking about. Wait till I break some other shit down that I share with my muftis about some shit that people don't even know. When I show y'all about the Leviton and all that shit, when I show you stuff, you're going to be like, wait a minute. I'm going to show you how they just put themselves in history. And I said, we look at ourselves. That's why I said, I don't want to be nowhere with a whole bunch of people that look like me. We'll kill each other. I'm telling you. And I pray that Allah don't be like that, but that's how it be. Because it be our own people on here that don't, it be sad. And when I compare and contrast, I ask all my people, and I ask you, why would you go somewhere where you get slandered and people, will talk shit that look like you, that should understand, that be like, man, he's doing this work for us, as far as educating and teaching right and building and showing right things. And then when I go around Europeans, I get all support. Because if acting black is dumb and white is acting smart, I'm white.
Every time.
I'm motherfucking white. Every time. And see, I don't like to talk about public opinion, but I'm about to talk about it. I don't have a problem with Kanye West having that shirt on to talk about white lives matter. See, I told y'all people be in their pussyfoot feelings. People always got something to say, but they done ran to other countries because they married a woman all young, and Oprah was on their ass exposing them, even though she wasn't exposing the Europeans like that. the Negroes, they the only ones that get in trouble for shit. It's just a fact, unless she working with them people. And this is what I be telling people. I say, man, y'all done got caught up. I asked the person, I said, man, I ain't asked you what. I said, what's your nationality? That's one. What's your race? That's another. What's your status? Free white. I asked these Negroes, what's the SF-181 form? They out here playing a goddamn game. And I said, y'all, it's crazy. The Negroes done sold y'all. I break this shit down white by law. And when I break down a trustee on false imprisonment, I said, you got to be initiated by Charles A. Wiseman. And my sister finna quote in one of his books. I got all his collections. They teach this shit in Harvard. That's why I be laughing at these Negroes. Negroes don't have none of this. And I got all the teachings. I got all, not only that, I got the whole teachings to put you in right status. I got all Charles A. Wiseman, all the shit they do, the Constitution, the real shit. Let me read that real fast. I'm finna read something to y'all.
Okay, my bad.
You fine, sis?
Did you find this?
Yeah, I got the book. I screenshotted every page. No, you ain't downloaded though.
I just downloaded.
And the whole thing there. Okay, what's it?
I'll send it.
Okay.
All right. Let me get closer. Is this one? That's what I was trying to say. Is it this one? Because they show this picture in the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but the one I just sent you to read, the email.
Oh, I'm about to read it.
Let me see it. No. So this is Charles A. Wiseman, and it's quoted out of history. Status of blacks. Listen. Another clause of the Constitution that indicates that people of whom it was written, Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3, representative, excuse me, and direct taxes shall be appropriate among the several states which may be included within the Union, according to their representative numbers, which shall be determined by added the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluded Indians not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons. This clause was originally written to by the whole number of the white and other free citizens. Toward the end of the convention, the words white and other were struck out of superfluous. In other words, it was considered as extra wording and not needed, since it was obvious that the term free persons were then confined to white persons. I broke that down when Abraham Lincoln defended the Moore in court before Abraham Lincoln was the president. I lectured that. I showed y'all. The notes and records of the Constitutional Convention clearly show that the statement 3/5 of all other persons referred to Negroes or blacks in every instance where this clause was discussed. The reason they were counted as 3/5 a person is because all blacks then were slaves, and the very few that were not were always subject to being one. And then when they tried to anoint the case, they lost. I'm telling you, it was the view of the farmers, the Constitution, that the Negro slaves were not considered merely as property and in no respect whatsoever a person. The true state of the case is that they partake of both these qualities, of both. Thus, if blacks were not even considered as being equal to whites in appropriate for representation, then they certainly could not be considered to be equal with whites in regards to citizenship. Status of blacks. The legal status of blacks thus had cast a disruptive shadow on many aspects of American law. I mean, what? And you see, and then they had that little summit, they had Killer Mike T.I. Well, and they had the Cornel West and all them, where your blackness connected. No, it ain't. According to science and law, black mean deaf. That's crazy. See, I ain't with what Obama did and all that shit, because presidents are not, they are selected. But Obama did one thing. Negroes would listen. He told you about the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. He said that. He said that. He said he wasn't black according to science and law. Black means deaf. Man, what's the SF-181 form? It said choose all as you. Negroes that think they smart, they gonna make a circle say other. Other what? I said circle all pertaining to your goofy ass. That's what I be asking these dumb more. I'm gonna never say other. Ain't nobody say, I said it say all pertaining to you. So what all pertaining to you if you know how to read? See your fucking Morris Quran. That's why I be saying people don't be doing that. They be doing dumb shit. What's your nationality? What's your race? What's your status? I just show you real law shit. White by what? Law. White by law. White by law. I'm trying to tell you. And then the book, The Forgotten Cause of the Civil War. Come on, man. I know Moors don't study. I'm not even going to go in this. Because this ain't shit but prereqs. That's why I be laughing at Moors. The cold word criminal, I just deal with civics. Man, shut your ass up. The divine comes first. That's cold word for criminal. Talk about I'm a writ writer. That ain't even nothing in the temple. That's some shit these Negroes made up. Because y'all want to cancel corporate debt. Black was not used to describe ethnicity in the first century. Anybody come with that black shit? Where in the world can you show me black was described in the first century in ethnicity? It wasn't used in that context. Black in the first century was only used to describe in theater, in theatrics. These is keys. They talk that black law shit. I bet you black laws ain't gonna describe black in that context in the first century. Big fucking facts. So when they talk about some ancient blacks, hell, they twist it. See, it's a word play. It's a linguistic play. Even David McRitchie, he tell you that they Iberians, motherfucking Britons, right? Yeah, and then they say black or more, but they still tell you a more. The black is the adjective. The more is, come on, man. Come on, this elementary shit. Nowhere in first century you describe yourself as no black. That's why I tell y'all the Willie Lynch shit is fake. It's all fake. Scholars know that. If Willie Lynch was real, it'd be in the goddamn Library of Congress. I did this lecture on campus. I proved it. I proved this facts. Nobody can deny what I'm saying, but a liar. And somebody that have a motive. Yeah, it's Cash App $KGB. If y'all like the teachers, give a donation, man. Because this is going to be some people first and last time. And I give you gratitude for coming. I tell y'all, get that black shit out your head. American, a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper color races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. I showed y'all yesterday how even in so-called Columbus diaries, his son said what they saw. They saw black-skinned people. Come on, man. Lewis and Clark, everybody, when they came to the so-called Americas, everybody is no mystery. So, I ain't even all the way in the science yet. You see this? You see this? Olida Equina, or Gustavus Vasa, the African, written by himself. Now listen to this. When I'm in Sunday school, that's why I said a lot of people gonna miss it. You can actually, I love my Hebrew Israelites, but when they say Hebrew and all that, that's not ancient. But it's a tribe of people, Israelite, all us. We're gonna teach from the scriptures. I love my Hebrew Israelite brothers, but they try to use certain commandments where the commandments, that's the simple shit, your head covering, your bonnet or your turban, simple shit. But we ain't even gonna go all the way into the shit because I know they don't study. They just want to yell at people. And I'm telling you, they'll get laughed at. Man, if I bring some of my European Jewish colleagues, man, I promise you. One, when they pull up that apocrypha, they're going to spit their juice out. I'm telling you, when they hold that motherfucking apocrypha up, they're going to spit their juice out because they're going to know when you do stuff like that, that shows that you unlearned. Because, and you clearly don't understand linguistics. And you clearly don't understand pseudonyms, aka pen names, and who wrote all that shit and changed all that shit. The Pistofan. Clearly, you arguing over something that's not even true. So in court, you go, that's contempt of court. Because your basis that you arguing on is a lie. But them religious niggas, they ain't gonna want to hear it. But that's why I said I don't deal with that. Hebrew, a noun, one of the descendants of Eber or Heber, but particularly a descendant of Jacob, who was the descendant of Eber. Eber Israelite, a Jew. Hey, Isaac, can you give me some more to drink?
Yes.
Yep, and some tea. A Eber, a Igbo. I told y'all the European are going to agree with me. I showed y'all this all the time. And watch this. Watch it going to correlate. I told y'all, man, I don't know what our people and our brothers be talking about. They're not learned enough. They're trying to separate you. This ain't no separation. It can't be. When I show y'all the more Zionist Jew or the more Zionist temple, I show y'all the synchronicity. What are we, brothers getting you separated? I showed y'all in the book with the Indian, the Blackamoor with the prophet in there, and how they started all the ancient rite of the mystic noble shrine, all those different cloths, all those different one nationality and many cultures. Nobody stripping you from your culture. You see that with your eye, and we still play this goddamn religious dumbass game. Like niggas out here like they Jesuits. And they'll testify what I'm saying. That'd be the crazy shit. I'm telling you, I ain't even got deep with the science. I ain't even touched the surface. That's why I said, whatever. Watch this cultural evidence. Since 1789 AD, the Jews have been interested in the possible Igbo-Israel connection when a former Igbo slave, sit right there, sir. Thank you, sis. When a former Igbo slave, Olada Ikona, living in London, first proposed the Igbo-Israel relationship in his autobiography. Anglican ministry, G.T. Baston, the first to minister to the Igbo, wrote many books on which claimed and connected the Igbos to the tribes of Israel. I got all the books. I got a real full library with thousands of books. And why is the books? Because a lot of shit they wrote, first century, they wrote in books because they knew Negroes wouldn't read. They knew it. That's why they burned shit. That's why a lot of stuff like the book of Eli, it ain't the books, it's you understanding and doing it. They thought the book was the power. But I'm going to show you in biblical scripture, just like the Leviathan, just like a lot of shit I was showing my nobles. They show that, and the so-called others take to the same. And that's why in this context in Revelation, they talk about the mark of the beast. I'm going to show you all them people, you think different people be the same people. I'm going to show you the connection. And they agree with me. And they all going to agree. They all going to sit on their hands. And they going to look at you like, what did he? I'm telling you, because they sons of Muslims. I'm telling you, these is facts. Several editions of the Encyclopedia Britannica in 1929 connect the Igbo people to Gad. I got them all. A Torah commentary on Sheh Demot in 1922 made the Igbo-Gad connection also. Some Igbos include Dr. Ekidif recalls Israelis visiting Igbo land, investigating such claims during the Bavarian War. I got and I got all my Igbo books too in there. I gotta find them. Damn. But Prime Minister of Israel, back Yitzhak Rabin, in 95, they did this whole research looking for the brother of Eri, and they went to Nigeria, state to state, town to town, tribe to tribe, observed to see if any recognizable Hebraic traits or customs would pop up. And when they made it out to Abu Ghad, their search ended as they saw the Igbos there displaying Hebraicness in their culture. They even saw the ancient stone throne of Gad and immediately recognized the script of the foot of the throne as Paleo-Hebrew, not no goddamn Yiddish or no modern Hebrew. They also visited many sites that they have been connected to Erie and the Igbo people, and this was documented on a film and later shown in Israel television. I got the DVD. On the 28th, 1996, ambassador to Nigeria visited Nari and acknowledging that the Igbos was amongst the lost tribes of Israel. Before he left, He gave Izinari a gift of olives and oil, stating that such gifts were only given to kings of Israel. Uh, 23rd, 97, Yitzhak David, an American Jew. I'm gonna show y'all who he was. He came to GCU, and program director of King Solomon Sephardic Federation, was televised visiting the king in Niwi, also a king I have personally visited myself. And this is a European. I'm telling you, when I say the European gonna agree with me, y'all gonna be looking stupid, not me. When you give shit to other people. Oh man, it started somewhere else. When you hear Negroes saying, oh, masonry started somewhere else. I said, see, that's the problem. Our prophet will tell you that it's another nation. That's why I be laughing at our people. All that shit the Moors doing, the prefix of the Exhumer of the Nation, that shit burn their fingers up. That's why they won't touch it. They see Moors used to lie, talk about back when this shit was early, talk about, yeah, they gonna teach Exhumer of the Nation. And then when I used to have it back in the day, I said, man, these niggas was lying. I said, everything they finna do with this fake ass sovereign citizen shit, nationalizing, is in the Exhumer of the Nation. That's why none of them fools never hold it up. Why you think none of them niggas never open it up? I tell people, they talk about Exhumer of the Nation to hold the fucking cover up and never say nothing. No one can nationalize you or denationalize you. It's right in the fucking preface. It's right in the preface. Just like the 1099 ain't no fucking goofy ass trust fund at the end of the goofy ass rainbow. All that shit is dumb shit. Ain't nothing but a religious affidavit. That's simple shit. See? They interpret the name Igbo as a mispronounced Hebrew. And still today, the members pray to Chukwu, Abima, Abraham's God. The Igbos, well known for their struggle for independence in the Biafran War, are now considered the Jews of Nigeria and have contributed greatly to the intellectual and economic development in the country. I'm telling you. Also, the Prime Minister, Rabin, sent a team to Nigeria to search for the 10 lost tribes of Israel. Western rabbis and educators such as Rabbi Goren visit the community. At times, in Jewish communities in the West, support those in Nigeria by sending books, etc. In a White House memo, January 28, 69, to Nixon, former Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger described the Igbos as the wandering Jews of the West, researching, Africa gifted, aggressive, westernized, at best envied and resented, but mostly despised by their neighbors in the Federation. You know what the Federation is. That's in the Foreign Relations document, volume E5, document on Africa, 1969 and 1972. They always wrote shit down. I'm telling you, man. And Israel Today is reported in 2006, and this was in 2006, how Chief Rabbinite recognized the Igbos as sons of Israel, descendant of God. And indeed, there is an Igbo God community in Tel Aviv, Israel, who have their own synagogue. Research it. A magazine in October, the Harrods, an article declared that the Igbos to be the sons of Israel through God, through Gad. Professor Elizabeth Ishki, an Australian historian, and Melville Miskrowitz, an American writer, all strongly believe there is enough evidence to link the Igbos of Nigeria to the Israel tribe of Gad. Among the Igbo authorities, Professor O. Alazi and Remy Ayona also believe without a doubt that the Igbos are descendants of Gad, as well as other tribes of Israel. Cultural evidence linking Igbo to Gad. I just showed y'all, right? Here you go, evidence leaking. That's what I'm telling you. We ain't even scratched the surface on this. That's why when I showed this, I know college students that wrote on this. I said, y'all ain't even scratched the surface on the truth of the matter. 1789, Olado Ikwuna, an Igbo, a former slave who lived in London, said in his autobiography that the Igbos were one of the lost tribes of Israel and cited the many identical cultural similarities between them and the Jews. When the missionaries, colonizers, came to Nigeria to evangelize, to colonize, they were dumbfounded to discover what the Igbo people practiced by many Hebraic Jewish customs. I showed y'all, when y'all see my stove, you know, my Jewish stove that's in there, would you go get it, please? And I showed y'all the book the chosen people. When I showed y'all, and I showed y'all the so-called American corporate flag in the back, and then before Israel would create a country, whatever, a state, whatever, you see the white flag with the the 6-point star in there. Come on, man. It's just a fact. When I wear my yarmulke, it's a fact. They adopted the shit. I'm telling you. They couldn't have learned these Jewish customs nowhere else. It had to be from ancient practice, from their people of antiquity. They ain't had no Bibles, and they met no one with Bible until the missionaries came. You see it? Hold on. Okay. They had none until the missionaries came. That's why I'm telling you. So because I'm telling you. Yeah. And then I'm gonna show you, if I don't forget, I'll show you in the book. The chosen ones. And they have his fairs on there. On it as well. They standing right in front of the Mordecai's temple of the Jews. Y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. That's my other color. Y'all got all colors, man. I have to. Igbo practiced eating animals that met biblical clean requirements, as well as complete draining of the blood from the animals, as well as other laws concerning kashrut, which we say in English, kosher, concept of clean and unclean, abominable or taboo, animal sacrifice like unto the Levitical sacrifice system, belief in a supreme, all-powerful deity, the Chukwu above all deities, circumcision on the 8th day, as well as the naming ceremony of the 8th-day-old child, giving names that bear the name or title of God within separation of measure of menstruating women, the keeping of a lunar calendar, Shemitah and Jubilee year, the annulment of debt and servitude every 7 and 50 years, burying their dead facing the east, the direction of Jerusalem and the promised land, sitting Shiva, 7-day mourning period where one sits on low stools, remains unkept, and shave their head in grief, belief in resurrection, sending the bodies home of Igbos who die outside of Igbo land to be buried like Joseph and Jacob, desiring not to be buried in a pagan or foreign land, hospitality like unto the traditions and legends known of Abraham offering water, meal, and lodging to travelers, Liverite type marriages, brothers marrying deceased brothers' wives to carry on the brother's name, marriage negotiation, ayik ibi, between families like unto the story of Isaac and Rebekah, a type of cities of refuge where an Igbo who had committed a crime can seek refuge in his mother's natal home, known in Igbo land as Ikwin or Ikwani, shunning of those who willingly break Igbo laws, shunning of those who willingly break Igbo laws. So when you read your divine creed and your bylaws, that's our divine creed. That's our covenant. That's what make us who we are. As soon as you read that and you see these Moors talk about they finna overthrow some constitution and all this, and they say we're not here to overthrow no constitution. We are part of this said government. All the stuff we supposed to pay our dues, all the shit, all the stuff. They doing it wrong. They are wrong, and you know it. You're supposed to shun them. And then in the Bible it tells you anyone that's doing that shit, you're supposed to call their ass out. That's why I said we ain't shit. We just sit there, no motherfucker do it wrong. No people leave people in the burning house and then jump Instagram with that dumb goofy shit. I had to block this one dude, print something. He on there and on with the dude that ran to China that went up in this lady house, squatting the house, and the task force came. I saw that goofy shit. I said, oh man. I said, so he back in the States? I said, but hey, let these motherfuckers go in a goddamn Titanic. Because y'all got to know what the fuck I be talking about. This should be a game. All this fake ass paperwork shit. Laws against sexual perversion, incest, and that likely they had to marry amongst their people, but outside their immediate tribal clan. A rule of the Torah laws was developed and was passed down by Eri, rite of passage into adulthood, governs of people by a conglomerate of tribal elders and judges prior to the institution of kingship dynasties. The coronation of kings have rituals and customs that closely remember that of the coronation of kings of Judah and Israel. See? This is what we did. This is what we're supposed to do. That's why I said this ain't that we just did. If you hear you in the chamber, and the first thing that you should do as a student or anybody that want to learn, if you're in a lecture, is give a homage to the teacher. So if my moochie was at the door and they say, man, you come live or you come into the building, you want to give a donation. Everybody say, yeah. So what's the fucking difference on here? Excuse my candor. It's no difference. It shouldn't be, because this should be nothing for us to do. It really is not. That's why I tell everybody, if you want to learn, be a student. Give gratitude, because a stray dog can eat anywhere. These, among other Jewish laws and customs, were found to be kept by the Igbo people, and sadly, the Christian missionaries forced them to abandon many of the Hebraic practices because though they resemble biblical worship of God. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to show y'all in the scriptures the Leviticus and how they wrote themselves in the books. And I'm going to show you who these people were. Just like in certain movies, The Passion of Christ. And I'm going to show you who these people were in real life that wrote these biblical scriptures. I showed y'all these people. You're going to be like, wait a minute. Look at these symbols. Look at the Christ. Yeah. Watch. You'll be like, damn. I'll be like, yeah. And the shit be checkmate. It be checkmate. And the biblical scriptures testify to the shit, to the synagogue, and say, no disrespect. In that context, they believe many have been done away with due to the event of the Messiah, and they believe they practice these customs unto pagan gods, and as such be abandoned. That's what they always try to do to you. The Igbos are slowly beginning to return to the pre-missionary practices. One Igbo man named Avram, a candor of the Nasari Jewish community in Nigeria, said, in a nutshell, every law, as stated in the Torah, was being practiced by our fathers before the event of Christianity, except that of our fathers went into idol worship. But they still kept the tradition as well, as was handed down over them by their fathers. Archaeological evidence, Paleo-Hebrew scripts, has been found in various places in Igbo territories of Nigeria. Drawings like unto the Mogan David, Star of David, have been found in various places of Igbo land prior to the missionaries' arrival to Nigeria. It's the stone thrown at Abu Ghad, which confirmed Paleo ancient Hebrew inscription at the foot of the throne that indicates that the throne was constructed in honor of God, or Gad. There was also an onyx stone found in Igbo land with the Paleo Hebrew word Gad on it. In 1917, the British discovered about 500 feet below the soil on the palace grounds a solid bronze Star of David, indicating the Igbo people may have been migrated from the ancient city of David. Just like in more science, we from the tribe of what? Judah, lineage of what? David by blood. What are we talking about? And then the more talk about they some Muslim. I said, oh, you ain't no Muslim. We ain't none of that. Think about this science. Clearly. Think about it with a clear mind. To commemorate this event, Nigerian Kobo coins were minted with a Star of David on it. This man, the great Igbo storyteller, wrote fictitious stories based on the fact of Igbo's life and custom. And such customs of those of the Israelites from his most well-known work, Things Fall Apart. I don't want to get all into that because it take me too long. All the stuff is saying, it's lines right up. So even the dress, the traditional Igbo way of dress is more Hebraically authentic than that of the Orthodox Jews. Because even all that shit, even the motherfucking the Pope, you see he wear the goddamn B shit, the Leviton. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you a whole bunch of shit. You're gonna start connecting the dots. If you say you love the Gospels, which these Moors say they do, you can't deny what I'm saying. It's a resurrection. If you don't want to be resurrected, then that's your fault. Because I'm gonna show you what you under if you're using their shit. They just change the names. I guarantee you. John 3:16, the Undertaker, all this shit, I'm telling you, it's gonna all line up for you. It's gonna all line up. And then it ain't nothing to deny. If you want to see the text, if you're gonna study it and say this and that and try to promulgate something, they ain't learned enough. That's why I just sit up here and laugh. But we'll see. Remy Enon, in his book, The Igbo, The Jews in Africa, page 73, tell us that the Igbos have always worn a talent, like garment, and always worn a cap. And the Igbo women, unlike those of, this is a talent. This is in the Bible, they call it the bonnet. Islam called it a kufi. In the biblical scriptures, the followers of Yahshua, it was like they say they are, they wore their bonnet, their turban with the jewel on it. They wore their tunic, cotton or silk. They wore their sash, all that. Not no disrespect, not trans or Z. And if one of my colleagues from education, a European, like I said, I deal with the blood because the Hebrew and all that. That's tribal. It don't have nothing to do with color. We're gonna teach that in class, so they can come on all that. This ain't Jesus and this and all that. They'll sit up here and ask them where did they get them pictures from, and I say the same thing too. I'll sit up there and laugh because they gonna destroy it. They be like, okay, so you got all these motherfucking pictures. Ain't no picture of Jesus, ain't no picture of Muhammad. They say, what you talking about? So where these pictures come from? They say, this is Caesar Borgia, Raptor Christos. They ever say, okay, well, that ain't even the real picture. But we get what you saying, but what you saying? Then they get the Old Testament Apocrypha. Done. Because they love the Old Testament Apocrypha. Well, the Old Testament Apocrypha is fake shit, is pseudo. Flavius Josephus is Piso. All that shit is his whole family. I lectured this shit in Sunday school. You can't deny it. That's why I be laughing. I said, man, I have people that sit up here and argue over some shit. They have no idea what they arguing over. They flunk out of academia, and the truth will make you free. I showed them that with all synagogue of Satan. No disrespect. Prove through the biblical text. And then my own people will sit here and with the dumb shit. I said, the European know what I'm saying. I use their books. Just like I use the Jews Encyclopedia and show them who they are. No disrespect. Show that anti-Semitic shit was made up from scholarship, not no conspiracy theory shit. I use their books. I'm telling you, and it's right there in your face, staring at you. Even the linguistics evidence mad up. The name titles of God, YHWH, Yah, El, Elohim, the Eliyahu, Elijah, equals Yah is my God. The Yahshua, as my daddy was correcting how they say Yahshua, Joshua, and then with the J in the Hebrew dialect. So that's a whole nother science. Equal Yahweh says, Shemuel equals Samuel, God hears. Ariel, the El, Lion of God. The Igbo name titles of God, the Chi, the Chukwu, the Chinki, the Chidi, Chawudi. There is a God. God exists. Chizoba, God saves. Chidima, God is good. Chiwizi, God is king. Chibuinika, God has done great things. See all the parallels? See? Historical parallels. Jews underwent the infamous persecution of the Jews during many pogroms and Holocaust wars, World War II. Igbo went under the Holocaust during the Nigerian Biafran War, all this stuff. Northern Egyptian royal prince Ojukwu, Nigerian royal prince, killed an Egyptian defending Igbo women's honor at King's College, Royal Education, Oxford. Royal Education, Oxford. Royal Education, Oxford. So I hope y'all be listening. So when I was in academia and they would ask me, are you connected to Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard? Yeah. I know perfect. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. They got to know. And when you academia, they know. Because where else would you be getting it from? I ain't gonna tell them who I'm connected to. Just like they'll play dumb with you. They couldn't do me like that. They ain't like my candidate because I was on their ass. I showed them. That's what I went to the university for. They ain't gonna train me. I opened the scriptures up and said, wait a minute. I'm finna show you. Y'all been lying. Showed all the pseudo shit. Put it all out. And then I try to show my brothers that be saying they're Hebrew Israelites. I said, dude, y'all missing the perspective. Because if you're using the book that if you say this law and this the word of God, and I can show you that ain't no word of God, that come from a damn European family. The epistle is it was his pen to his pseudonym is Flavius Josephus. What can you say? But they're still arguing with you. When I say the European believe, you're going to agree with me. Here we go. The European that went to Nigeria came to our campus, the European right here. I'm telling you. So I mean, in all other history, Prince Among Slaves, the true story of an African prince sold into slavery in the African South. Look. Prince Among Slaves. I mean, I got other books. What's the book? Because I don't want to pull it up. I do it. Yeah, but it was called Servants of Allah, African Muslims enslaved in the Americas. You see what I'm saying? Nobles. I'm gonna give y'all a little nugget real fast who to look up, and then it's gonna open y'all chamber up. Look up Saint Serpian of Vishrasta. You got that? Saint Serapim of Vyrista. I'm just giving you little nuggets, and then keeping your head a scripture, the Leviathan. Remember that in the biblical scripture, the Leviathan, aka is the enemy of God. No disrespect to no one. And then I'm gonna show y'all in our text IDMR when I take y'all in volume 4. See, I'm gonna take you all the way to the crash course. They can't deny what I'm saying. In the context of the 666, we know the one concept when they say they try to twist everything. This is science. They can't deny what I'm saying. Alex Crowley, all that shit, they just twisted the science. I'm telling you, if I was right here, they'd sit on their hands. They sons of Muslims. I'm telling you, they not the joke of masonry. Negroes are. I'm telling you, they just took the craft and shook it. And a so-called misnomer devil can't do nothing to a God. They on the fucking leash. You got to understand the scriptures. When you a God and you operate in higher science and you ain't took no oath and all that shit and you reign supreme, man, the beast can't go no farther. You got that motherfucker on the leash. Do you hear me? I'm telling you for science. Talk about some motherfucking beast. They ain't worried about no beast. The beast gonna go before I got that motherfucker on the leash. The beast, only thing is to trick you. I'm trying to tell you, man. It was nothing they could say in academia. All them Europeans, all them chaired academia couldn't say shit. The Leviathan, Psalm 74:14, Isaiah 27:1. Also in Matthew, it's called the Beelzebub, Matthew 12:24. The Pope got the sea monster on him. I'm trying to tell you. And then when you think about St. Petersburg, the priest, Nicola, all this stuff, you be like, wait a minute. St. Peter's, you be like, wait a minute. Psalm 74:14. When I showed y'all, look, man, dude, it's some stuff we don't even know about. When I talk about everything is in war. I'm telling you, man. When I show y'all shit, would be like, what the fuck? Why the fuck is this monument in Russia? And they say they destroyed it. And this motherfucker is George Washington.
On that horse?
On the motherfucking horse.
In the middle of the room full of gold.
In the middle of the room full of gold.
Worth how much?
Man, what? What is it? It was 6 tons, 500 million. And so, and it's all biblical. Mm-hmm. It's just like a fucking Wizard of Oz story.
He said he put it in some movies too.
I'm telling you, man. It's all in your face. They wrote a whole fictitious story. All this stuff, when you see, you be like, wait a minute, what is this really about? What is this really about? When they be talking about the tax collectors, when they be talking about the banks, what is this about? Even in movies, how they getting the gold out of there? What you doing? I think by melting it down. It's so much, man. It's sign when you start seeing that these people wrote themselves in history. It'd be crazy. When you can start seeing biblical scripture and then start putting things together when you're like, wait a minute. It's a confusion. Who wrote this? What is this? The Pope wear the sea monster. And I say ain't nothing scary, but remember, they all reverse it. When we have our Morris ball, when I take all my nobles to the Herb Museum, I'm going to show you how the so-called swastika is nothing scary until they get it and pervert it. Just like the so-called Baphomet ain't nothing. Just like how they have it on the Eastern Stars, they just tilted it. I showed y'all in the 7 Seals because in the real one, you got the man and the woman coming together. And the other shit is some old twisted shit. I'm telling you, it's in the 7 Seals. Everybody know what I'm saying. They got them under a fucking spell because it's your shit is the reverse. I'm telling you, everybody know I'm telling the truth. And I'm going to show you all the clothing that they wear. Even motherfucker what they drink, even the upside down cross. They take it for, when you look at the upside down cross, when I show you all through historical, it's used for positive things. But when others get it, they try to reverse it. Just like this misnomer swastika. That more say it's evil. No, it ain't. When evil motherfuckers get shit, they twist it. And I'm going to show you who evil that these motherfuckers be using in their text. That's why in academia and scholarship, I prove Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. How? Through their books, through their history. And then I, rest my case. No fucking rebuttal. I graduated with honors. Point blank. Point all religious dogma. I don't care about no religious dogma. No Islam religious dogma. No Hebrew Israelite religious dogma. No Christianity religious dogma. No Egypt fake ass theology dogma. None of that shit. I don't care. Because if everybody reading the same book, clearly you lost. Clearly you lost. And I ain't the one to deal with that. I'm not the one. But I guarantee you, if your elders was right here, they'd be like, man, can I talk to you in private? Because I can show you everything where all your people lied to you. They know what I'm saying. They always connected. Even them Islam shit. Man, they knew who the prophet was in Detroit. Elijah Pooh Bay, they had the feds. They gave out Muslim ID. I'm just, like I said, it's what it is. What we gonna do today, because I don't care about all the social media and all the crazy talk. I'm telling you, man, that you white by law, and this thing that we can do. And the religious laws trump everything. Don't y'all know in real cultures back, all the wars was about religion. The doctrine of discovery. Don't you know a person like myself? Just imagine if I'm a European, like I'm saying, no disrespect, because I'm glad to be who I am. But we the only ones that let celebrities and shit say something about what's right and what's wrong. Europeans don't give a fuck about no celebrity. You ain't shit but a fucking celebrity. They teachers is they teachers. Their religious leads is their religious leads. We the only one that want to follow goofy shit. Motherfuckers that be hustling you. And then be like, well, this. Don't know a person that's chosen hustle no people. Yes, we need money to do things. But that's a service. That's a what we call a contract with these niggas. Talk about they don't want no contract. Anytime changing the goods, it's a contract. When you go to the store and buy something, it's a contract. Don't you get a fucking receipt? Where you stand at in the trash can, you paying mortgage, you paying rent. These mortgages be lying. They don't want to do nothing. That's that poor shit. And that's why they do a whole bunch of dumb stuff. And I ain't even gonna say all the dumb stuff these mortgages be doing. That's to draw people in for nothing. I say, man, this is academia. This is resurrection. If Noble Drew Ali was here, he was like, this is what I taught the Morris Science Temple to be, a school. Because the damn sure wasn't no Islamic sect. The damn sure wouldn't overthrow no fucking government. That's a fact. If you part of the temple, And if you call yourself a sheik, if a person have all the Moorish American regalia with the flags and all that shit, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. You would know exactly what I'm talking about. So now where it leave us? So now where everybody leave us? I'll leave y'all with a picture. I'll do that. I'll do that, ISIS.
Bye.
If I can find them up.
Which one you looking for?
My book, The Chosen Ones. The Chosen People. I got it. Yeah, I need the restroom real fast. 1 second. Thanks for the donation. This Cash App $ KG Bay. And all the books that I talked about today, all those books, you can get. How can you be my student? No, but you would be a student. You won't be my student. You would be a student. You're not my student. I'm just a map and a guide. That's all I am. I don't call myself, I call myself a master student, but we have a temple in school. Our temple in school webpage is bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. If you go on there, please leave your information, because a lot of people be saying they signed up, and I said, my Mufti, we on Instagram on our temple page. He respond to everybody. That's why if I tell everybody, we on Instagram as well on our temple and school page. I tell a lot of people, and if my Mufti on YouTube, I tell people to put their hookup on there for he can send you an email. But a lot of people just be talking, and I don't mean no disrespect to no one. But yep, it's Cash App $ KG Bay for the teaching donation. So I'm gonna show y'all something, and we out. I'm gonna show y'all something. I ain't even got a history in civics and law, because that shit too simple, because you can't arbitrarily explain the law. I don't give a damn how, if they huff and puff and think they're going to blow somebody's house down. Not over here. They're going to take that arbitrary shit and get their ass handed to them. You know? You know? Man, you know what? Before I do that, a lot of people, you know what, y'all, I promise you, like he said, and the gad, right? That where the word God comes from besides dog. See, a lot of stuff, how can I say it, man? A lot of stuff mean things, and a lot of times stuff don't mean things. I get it. It just depends, you know? Because I get where you're going with it. But stuff like that, I mean, yes, it's good to know, but okay. I get what you're saying, though. Islam. Most definitely. Most definitely. I get what you're saying. That's why I said biblical contact when our brothers, I love my Hebrew Israelite when they talk about scripture, and I said, I hear you, but I just don't make things up. I said, okay, we're going to talk this, let's talk it. The text. And this and that and the other, not a whole bunch of feelings. I don't care about the feelings. Because I don't know nobody on here on the internet but my muftis. For real. I'm going to show y'all clearer pictures. I'm going to show y'all around. They have parades, everything. Everything these brothers doing, we doing. Every year we have our parade. On our prophets. I'm going to show y'all something. I mean, this is what they was. I mean, they taught the kids this stuff. What I teach the kids. You see what they learning? Babies learning that. Square Hebrew diagram. Wentworth Matthews collection. Manuscripts, archives. I got them all in the Word Book division. We all there. The Table of Fire from Lauren William D. Lawrence. The 6 and 7 books of Moses, which I have them all. Look at our babies back in the day. This is what I teach to all. That's why I'll be laughing. I'm like, man, I'm not going to be arguing with no Moors. I showed y'all with one of my elders, Credo Matua. He like, just like they say, if you're an educator, you are a Zulu tribesman. You are a shaman because you can come back and teach math, reading, and arithmetic. And then if you're a spiritual head, what else is the people looking for? What else is the people looking for? Members of Harlem's Commitment Keepers, the Church of the Living God, the Pillar and Ground of Truth, New York Historical Society. All these people knew each other, just like the Black Hitler of Harlem. Research the Black Hitler of Harlem. I'm going to start showing y'all, man. And I'm going to start showing you Father Divine and Daddy Grace, all of them. You'll be like, man, how? Because I'm be like, a lot of these people, man, I'm telling you. So I said, people be out here playing Crips and Bloods. Rabbi Matthew and the rabbi and members of the Commandment Keepers of Harlem. The woman's headdress and robes are similar to those worn in Black spiritual churches and in the Church of the Living God, while the men's head coverings are like those worn in the Ashkenazi and the Sephardic synagogues. New York Historical Society, excuse me, photography by Alex Aland. Alex Aland. Nobles, I hope nobles, man, I hope nobles stay in the context. I really hope nobles stay in the context, man. That's why I tell people come and learn. That's why I say, and I don't mean no disrespect. I say everybody's got a lot of questions, and it don't be no disrespect. I'm not here to ask a whole bunch of questions. This is a lecture. I'm challenging you to research. It ain't what I'm saying. You know, if a person is a student, then that's who I respond to, but I'm giving a lecture. That's why I ask people to, you give a little, I give a lot. That's why I be saying, this is a covenant. But when a person get in trouble, what's the first thing they do? Go get a court-appointed attorney. Oh, I'm in trouble. You go ask everybody, I need to go get an attorney. But your life is in trouble right now, not legally. How? Because we don't know who we are. This spiritual teaching. So it should be taught. It should be the same approach. If not, man, I'm not here to answer every question that a person gives me. Because if I'm only here to answer every question, then that's not education. That's me answering every fucking question. No disrespect to no one. Rabbi Ford in a turban. Turban was commonly used in Black spiritual churches and signified the mystical East. The Silent Brotherhood in the East and signified the mystical East. It said turbans were commonly used in Black spiritual churches and signified the mystical East when used by Black religious magical workers. Produced from B.Z. Goldberg, a Negro Brisk. And then I show y'all the European back in the day. What was his name? Oh, shit. I shared it with y'all, man. Oh, man. What's the European name, y'all? Oh, it'll come to me. He wrote a lot of, he was a philosopher. And then he got a picture of this brother. Talk about the Hebrew rabbi. Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard. Pull up Nevillegoddard. Praises the Ethiopian rabbi, if I'm not mistaken. I guarantee you. And he's telling you how the brother saved his life. I guarantee you. That's what I be saying, man. We hate our own people. I'm going to show y'all two other pictures and I'm out. Rabbi Ford and the BBA choir in front of the BBA storefront in Harlem, June 30th, 1925. The original caption for this photo said that the congregation is gathered from all parts of Africa and also from South Africa, just like our prophet showed y'all when he brought everybody from all his areas and set up the mystic shrine, right? I'm trying to tell you, all those different tribes, right? Look at the pictures in the pamphlets y'all got. I had it out yesterday. Moors don't look. All my movies, y'all got to document what I'm talking about. Look at the pictures of the people. Look at their hairdresses. And then you'll be like, man, I know a picture painted 1,000 words. I know. And then you'll understand. It's gathered from all parts of Africa and South Africa and the West Indies, the Uniting of Asia. In addition to his religious duties, Rabbi Ford conducted a vocal and instrumental music group. Come on. Didn't have a parade? When you look at all the Moorish parades, you gotta start connecting the damn dots. Particular attention being given to Hebrew and Arabic melodies. Sound familiar, don't it? Now watch this. Boom. Gratitude for the donations. Cash App $KG Bay. Here go the boom. Y'all ready? Rabbi Mordecai Herman and the Moorish Zionist Temple of the Moorish Jews in 1920 Harlem. Photographed by James Van Der Zee, Donna Musadin Van Der Dee, his wife. Look at the picture. You see the so-called American flag in the back and the so-called Israeli flag before it was Israel created a state. This in the 20s. You see the so-called pentagram? You see what it says? Moorish Zionist Temple of the Jews. You see that? You see that? Can y'all see that? You see both of them flags in the background? Y'all see that, right? On IG. Look at that. Look at that in the background behind their head. You can see that clearly. Look at this stove, this same one I got on, right? What it say in the back? What's the name of the temple? The Moorish Zionist Temple of the Jews. Oh, okay. What this say? Look. Boom. Look with your own eyes. So, I tell us, man. We get to argue with a whole bunch of Noah Jolie, this and this, and I love the prophet. But man, I'm way beyond that. I'm way beyond that, man. I'm way beyond that. I'm way beyond that. When I say beyond that, international. I love all the law. I love all the prophets, all of them in the flesh. It's a lot of people. We diss things without a clue. And I said, you have some that taught the science that be like, hey man, this ain't about no European science, no disrespect. They know. So what's the argument when your brother come? Why we don't come? Because the scripture says, I know my voice. What do our more science, what do our one-on-one say? What a prophet and an angel. What do our one-on-ones state? What's a prophet and an angel? Because see, we willingly doing some other shit. I showed y'all we white by law. I ain't trying to do no fake shit with y'all. I'm telling you to be student support. I have a whole library. We have a whole company where you can get your feds from, all Moorish American regalia. What's the problem? And we teach law, civics, history, business, all that. So what's the problem? Why my brothers have a problem with the teachings? Because my people are lost. Because if black is acting stupid, I ain't black, I'm white. And it's white acting smart. I just told you. I just broke this shit down legally. So you still gonna play that game. You still gonna go to these celebrities with that black shit. Or the black this, warn your goofy ass to sleep. Still. And I'm showing y'all what this all about. And then I'm showing you in the biblical scriptures what it's all about. You riding with the beast. I'm telling you. You're going against the Jesus you love. I'm telling you. It's in the scriptures. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. That's why I be saying, I ain't here to destroy. I'm here to fulfill. I don't here to destroy nothing. I'm here to illuminate and synchronize the teachings. Point blank. Any questions, man? But thank everybody for coming. Those that didn't give a donation, Thank you for coming. But let me make sure I got those names written down. I hope my Muftis got those names written down. Oh, yep, I got them. Let me see. Let me see. I got any new ones on there. Gratitude. Because we do this all the time. I don't ask much for people. And I know a lot of grown people, they'll go to a concert, spend money to go see Usher on some fucking skates and say they are more and come and won't learn and won't get any literature. And your kids can do this in history class. When Christmas come, I guarantee you, if y'all church folks, they're going to get y'all with that dumb scripture in Jeremiah, and I'm illuminated again. And we don't want to learn. We call ourselves Moors. And a European, I'm their teacher. That's the sad shit. Because like I said, this like Cheers with me. I do not have no passion going around a whole bunch of people that look like me that don't recognize me. Walk around like they blind and shit, don't understand. And then I can go around people that don't even look like me. And not saying bow down, they understand the wisdom and they sons of Muslims and they understand the science and they want me to teach. And my own people that say they want to be resurrected, that shit that's some mental fucked up shit, man. I'm 45. Like I be telling these young boys, I said, man, I ain't 20, 30. I'm 45. Getting ready to be 46 in January. Like, I don't know what these people, what they looking for talking about science. I said, how long you been studying? A year or two on the fucking internet. Only thing you is a paper pusher. That's all you are. And that's what all these Moors be, paper pusher. Oh, I filled this document. You ain't did shit. All that shit don't mean nothing. Now I'm going to look up your social security number. You still the same Negro with the same bullshit job. Real shit. And a lot of them Negroes be living with them chicks on Section 8. And then they talk that shit, talk about overthrowing the government on the internet, and they home is ran by the government. The government, the chick daddy. You finna get her kicked out of her home. You ain't know that? These Moors don't want to do shit. They done got their motherfucking mind twisted. Oh, we're for the white man. So in the United States of America, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19, wine is made for laughter, but money trumps all. So if you with this poor science, because that's what I call them bums, poor science, and you a man and you an adult, how the fuck is you making a living? Because they ain't got no companies, all scams. Show me some real companies. Oh, we can turn this into this. Man, you can't turn shit into shit. It'd be a whole bunch of bum niggas. Oh, well, I got to get my money right. Men in shelters, men in halfway houses. Motherfuckers done all this criminal shit, done lost their shit, squatting the house, all that dumb shit these Moors doing. Grown men. I told y'all this shit is true, and it be some bum shit. It don't be men with families and education and building and traveling all that. It be you see the same type of motherfucker. Like you a woman that got abused or a man that got abused, and you go with the same type of motherfucker. I thought you was getting the fucking abused. You go pick another nigga that's gonna bust your head wide open and take your so-called tax money and flip it and don't do nothing but buy a whole bunch of tight ass pants. Real talk, man. It'd be a type. And I told you, I smell them niggas like alcohol. It'd be the same type. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. A whole bunch of poor science. It's a type. And then the type of women they get, just like them groups. No disrespect. A lot of them Hebrew Israelite brothers. It's a type. You doing that shit all day. I know you ain't getting nothing. And then the women y'all stand with, they on Section 8, or they work all day while you talk about the white man, while they go to work all day. You come home and ask them what they eat, what you cook, and eat up all the goddamn kids' motherfucking Teddy Grahams, and drink up all the motherfucking kids' motherfucking Capri Sun. Eat all the motherfucking fruit snacks. But you talk about the white man shit and eat the cereal at night. And you ain't got no money to get. You talk that white man shit. Eating all. That's why I be saying, man, these niggas is retarded. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Can't teach no kid nothing. And the scripture says, call a goofy ass out. That's what we following? Or we here to overthrow the government. That ain't no teaching. Who the fuck overthrow the government? Where? We Moorish American. What make us Moorish American? Because we born in America with Moroccan, a.k.a. African descent. This shit is too fucking simple. These niggas talking about they some foreign national and you still live in a goddamn raggedy neighborhood. You finna expedite from this de facto government. Okay, smart nigga, then who you got allegiance with? You still live in a raggedy neighborhood that you lived in since you was a child. Stop lying. Talk about you some national. You ain't never left your motherfucking 10-mile radius block. Real shit. Talk about you some foreign national. That shit dumb. I keep telling people they don't know what makes us your national is your national name. That's what makes us a nation. The simple shit. They talk about you finna file this with who? with some nigga you met. I associate you with your social security. You still the same person. Get the mess out of here with that dumb shit. You get ready to expatriate from the de facto government. Do you know what that means? Then who you have allegiance with? You stateless. These is keys. I keep telling y'all, man, more is confused. More grown people. There's not no whole bunch of young kids getting locked up. These old Negroes in their mid-30s and 40s going to jail. Looked at as motherfucking domestic terrorists. I showed y'all the domestic terrorist list 2022. I showed y'all that. And these more still play games on this fucking internet. Y'all still play these dumbass games. I said, if they using the rappers' lyrics and the internet to get people, you think they ain't doing the same thing with these goofy ass sovereign citizens? Talk about they finna overthrow the government. That shit goofy. And y'all know it. I asked the dumbass more, what do I 101 say? Oh, they don't even fucking know. That's what I be saying, man. That shit don't be impressing me. And it shouldn't impress you. Because that's not what this science is about. Being the more, it's not you being no Islamic sect. We under the triple rose. So whatever cloth you under is good if you understand the synchronicity that man is made in the image of tabernacle. That's why more science, that's it. The rest of us is international law. The Kabbalah and all that. If the prophet was sitting right here, he is tell you, like, man, he telling you niggas, excuse my candor. So when I ask a person, okay, so when they say, what you got to believe in? I say, what you mean? What do you believe in? If you understand the more time, because this Sufism, this Tasawwuf, you should have a clear understanding. You should have a clear understanding. Because the Quran, I don't give a fuck which one, the Bible all testify to what the fuck I'm saying. All holy books, metaphysics, all testify to what I'm saying. So what you got to change? Moors be lying. Because we damn sure ain't no Al-Islam. We ain't none of that. We ain't no motherfucking Freemasons. We are the shrine. I'm telling you, this is kinetic science. This is a fact. So brothers be confused, and that's what got us messed up. You got Hebrew Israelite religious niggas. You got Christian religious niggas. And you got dumbass Moorish religious niggas. You got Egyptologist religious niggas. Then you just got niggas. I'm being serious. That's a game. All using the same text. All this, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Man, I don't give a shit about your tribe. What's your nationality? Hebrew Israelite. See, I can't deal with you. What's your when you sign, when your ass go get a job, what do you sign on that paper? What do you sign? I know you don't sign no motherfucking Hebrew Israelite. Your ass check black. Because more ain't on there when they say choose your ethnicity. Because black was not used to describe ethnicity in the first century. Nowhere in black laws. So show me an ancient fucking black. You can't. You can't. I show you the law. I say this all over. What's an ancient black? Even in Russian icons, when I showed the film, I tell people I have an ear. In academia, I have to illuminate things. These the ancient blacks. Dude, these not ancient blacks. Just because they scared that because they not black. These Brussels black. My motherfucking glasses is black. I just showed you what an American is, the copper colored races. David McRitchie, all of them agree to what I'm saying. They call them Britons, Iberians. All the other, they were Moors. And then they played with the black name. Just like Mark Twain said, I ain't ready right now. Just like Mark Twain said, oh, y'all want to be black, Negro this? Okay, I'll call y'all slaves. Research this shit, man. I'll show you everybody all law. So what's the problem? And then we read this religious text and try to pick and choose. Well, I'm gonna show you, I ain't gonna have no religious argument with nobody because I don't have a dog in that race. I tell y'all, I'm under the triple rose. I understand it all. But you damn sure can't tell me what that text say because I know the text without it. I'm gonna tell you in your book exactly what it is and they're gonna look dumb. The only reason why nobody can make them look dumb because they don't understand. And that's just like with all level of wisdom. It's just like with if you taking a test, somebody will get an A, somebody get a C, D, E, whatever, depending on the level of wisdom. And I'm telling you, the level of wisdom, all that shit is over. I don't give a fuck if it's 5,000 of them and it's me. I come dressed with all my regalia on the text, with my head covering everything, jump right in the text. I don't got to do nothing. First, I'm going to show them Flavius Josephus and Piso from academia and show all that Apocrypha is fake. And then when they come with that, I'm going to correct that shit and show them who they are, who they talking about. I'll be like, damn, I'm like, that's the Pistol family. What the fuck can you say? And no disrespect. That's all you can do. Because what can you do, honestly? I come rest like this and I use your text. What you going to talk about? I can show you in the text where you missed something. You don't want to see what you missed? Mad and angry? Because if your word is, you don't have to be on the corner yelling at nobody all day. The scriptures go against that. The scriptures that they read go against exactly what they doing. I promise you. Because that's an attack. And you do it every day, the same motive. It's like, dude, come on. That don't even make sense. Because if the first thing, you should have your head covering on. That's the first thing. If we're going to say, well, the law and the command, the first thing the law commands you to have your head covering on. That's number one. But it's a whole plethora of these things where even my Islam Muslims, even my 5%ers, I say, man, dude, you can't get mad at me. I'm going to show you, because I know most people don't read. And I know most imams, they be like, can I talk to you on the side? No, talk to me in front of most people. Because I can show you in the Bukhari Hadith where it calls your black ass a raisin head. It ain't no disrespect to nobody. I can show you that supreme lessons from Far Muhammad to the lost nation of Islam. I can show you no disrespect, but that math is off. And if true educators came, and if they be Islam, they'd be like, well, you right. I said, I know I'm right. I don't get in tradition. You can't pass nothing down for scholarship and use numbers and use a compass and a square and think everybody's stupid. Everybody reading and say, well, they say this. I don't give a fuck what they say. That's not scholarship. If you ain't compared it and measured it and come up with a synopsis, you taking that shit as dogma. I'm telling you, I take that shit, evaluate all. Can't nobody say nothing when I correct that shit. Just like if you're a kid with a student and they study with somebody and they study with me, they study with the person and fail all the mathematical questions, study with me, get flying colors. And then the motherfucker that had your son fail, they arguing that the question's right. That's some dumb shit. And the answer's right. That's some dumb shit. Think about that. Think about that for a tittle. And even my Christian brothers, I saw it, I've been through the fire. And even my Christian brothers, they say they love the scriptures. I use the same Bible. They have nothing to say. My Islam Muslim, my 5%ers, I use the same text. They have nothing to say. Because I know they ain't read, you picking and choosing. And you lost in linguistic apartheid. Point blank. And what they do, they get with that religious shit. And I said, dude, I don't care about your religion. I'm under the triple rose. See, you under that orthodox shit. I'm going to show you where that shit come from. I'll show you signs and symbols. You have to be initiated to understand signs and symbols. I show my brothers and sisters the cloth that I'm under. You should be willing to come to this. You should be willing. I'm telling you, man. And my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. We look like a bump on the log and just follow somebody. And you can pay homage, giving small donations, send an email, be like, hey, man, I want to come to class. You can donation, get in literature. But what we do, none of that. And so everybody that's here, that's on my Instagram page, on Burning Bush, I wrote everybody's name down, and I just block them. I've been doing it. I'm going to continue to do that. I don't care if I have nobody when I'm done is on here follow me because I don't care about notoriety. I want everybody to be students, no matter how much or how little you have. Come to class, give a donation to Sunday school and adapt class. I get on here and just do free lectures of literature. But I got a plethora. Man, it'd take me years to go over the whole thing. And then you would take a college course that'd take you 3 months. I'd have that shit done in a week. And in a week, I just drag it along just because I want to make it fun. It don't take that long for this shit. That's how they make money. That's why I get paid swell. That's why when students on the college campus at GCU, and they did with me, you would want your kid in a study group. Just like me and my sister was talking about. You would want to be in a selected study group. Why? To make sure you're right. If you can be in a study group with your brother, no matter if it's religion, educated, business, health, finances, and you can be in a selected study group, and you can give donations, that shit too simple for me. And get all literature. I don't have to go to Amazon, and I can print that shit on my tablet and go to Office Max and Staples and print it. And then not only I have it forever printed, I can let my homeboy get it. I can give it to him and go print me another one. All these ancient books, Just like if Morris was like all the books I talked about today. All these books right here. This one, and the other book. I think it was. Hold on, let me see. I got it somewhere. Another one, Prince Among Slaves. No, Allah Slaves. You know what I mean? Servants of Allah, African Muslims enslaved in the Americas. All those books that I talked about, you would go buy on Amazon and you could have got all PDF. Go to Austin Max and Staples and print them. Have them on your tablet. So when you travel, who travel with a whole bunch of books? That's some old school shit. And all those books that I just talked about, you could have got. I say a person, hey man, give it $25. You see how much one book costs? If somebody say, man, give me a $25 donation and you get all 3 books, and one of the books costs $25, you get all 3, you go to Office Max and Staples and print them. That's too fucking simple for me. Every time that man on there, I'm giving $25. Why? Because I know he's gonna get literature that I fucking pay for. And then he giving me all of this for a $25 donation, and I can get a tax exempt receipt. That shit too simple for me, man. That's why I say my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge, and I never die poor. I see all these Moors that just follow me, and I ask y'all, what you following me for? They don't say nothing. So if that's the case, I block you. With that being said, I love y'all, man. Please, my muftis, write those names down if I didn't get everyone. If any of my muftis are on YouTube, please write those names down as we proceed. I love y'all, man, and peace.